So everyone, we finally got to Ho Chi Minh. Right now we need to pick up our suitcases and later we need to get a taxi to go to the city center. We're so excited. Even though Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, previously known as Saigon, is the most populous city in the country. With a population of over 14 million people, yes, it is a big metropolis. We finally got to our hotel, but unfortunately we could not settle in our room because we got too soon. But we were greeted with a lovely cold drink, which was quite needed because it was kind of hot. But of course, that little drink was not going to quench our thirst. That's why we went to a different place to have a nice milkshake made of nuts and banana. It was really nice. As it was midday, we decided to have lunch before checking in. We felt like having some Japanese food, and we luckily found this lovely Japanese restaurant not far away from our hotel. We were also given unlimited cold matcha tea. It was really refreshing. Seriously, every single thing we have eaten in this country has been top-notch and high quality, including foreign food. So everyone, right now we're going down to the main square to see the statue of Ho Chi Minh. It is extremely hot, but we already managed to have a shower and now we're feeling a lot fresher. But the heat here is absolutely indescribable. Right now we're going to go via the Chon Ben Tang market, which is in the heart of Ho Chi Minh. Apparently, if you come to this place, you have to always bargain because they will always try to give you a high price. This is what we were told actually in the reception of our hotel. And this is what we are planning to be doing here. Well, in case that we find something that we like.
And the heat is intolerable.
Ben Tang Market is one of the massive places in Ho Chi Minh, situated right in the heart of the city. It is colorful and vibrant. However, it was extremely hot, and I'm talking like oven hot. That's why we decided to have another lovely fruit smoothie. We finally got to Nguyen Hue Square, but actually I would call it the Ho Chi Minh Statue Square. This place is absolutely fantastic. It is situated right in the heart of the city, and right here you can see impressive buildings surrounding the square. But obviously the most impressive one is this very colonial looking French building, and also in front of it you can see the iconic statue of Ho Chi Minh. Throughout Vietnam, you are going to find a lot of colonial looking buildings, especially with French architecture. That's because from the late 1800s until 1954, Vietnam was part of French Indochina, a French colony. Especially, it was divided into three parts: Tonkin, An Nam, and Cochinchina, which were under French rule. In 1887, the regions, along with Cambodia and later Laos, were formally integrated into French Indochina. On the way to the promenade by the Mekong River, we eventually got to Son Vien Bot Son Park. There we saw a beautiful display of national pride by the Vietnamese people when they were waving the national flag. This is something that we don't have in Europe anymore. especially if you come from Western Europe, from countries like Spain, Italy, France, Portugal, the Netherlands, Germany, and the UK. Apparently, nowadays we have to feel embarrassed and ashamed. There is a horrible indoctrination that if you feel proud for being European, that makes you straight away a racist and also some sort of a phobic person. I do have to say that this is not the case. I believe that in Europe we should start feeling proud for being Europeans and for coming from our countries. And I really envy Vietnamese people for feeling proud of their own country. This is a very good example to follow. Did you know that there is a brand new underground here in Ho Chi Minh? The system currently consists of one operational line, Line 1, which opened on the 22nd of December in 2024, from Ben Thang Market to Eastern Bus Terminus. Additional lines are currently under construction or being planned. Now it is time for relaxation. We really wanted to come back to our hotel to enjoy this lovely view and the swimming pool, of course. Later we went to Bui Vien Walking Street. Let me tell you something, this is the best place to come for a drink. It is amazing. There is seriously so much going on. There are plenty of nightclubs, bars, restaurants, and etc. There is live music in any direction that you see. Seriously, I love it. It is crowded, I'm not gonna lie to you, and rather noisy. And if you don't like that, then do not come here. But if you do, just come to Bui Vien Walking Street. Good morning everyone. So right now we are in the lobby in our hotel, so we are waiting for our taxi to go to the dentist. So Rishi hasn't been feeling alright after the procedure that he had done in Turkey, unfortunately, and he's been in a lot of discomfort and pain because he's got a lot of sensitivity whenever he drinks hot and cold things.
Hot and cold.
Yeah, and so that's why we are going to have a look at it. And also I'm going to be having a tooth cleaning, which I actually needed because the last one that I had was sometime in January. So we are in April, so it's been kind of like 3 or 4 months. This is what we're up to. So bad news everyone, unfortunately Rishi was apparently botched in Turkey, so his teeth are not okay and it seems that they have to be changed for the 3rd time. And right now we are thinking that obviously we're not going to do it here because we don't have enough time to do it, and we are extremely disappointed.
Well, what can I say? Botched. This would be the 3rd time I have to do my teeth.
In Turkey, by the way, for the record.
Don't go there and stay safe.
We're going to a bookstore to buy a few souvenirs, especially notebooks, because we love anything with answers as we are learning Mandarin Chinese. I want to clarify that I do know that in Turkey there are exceptional professionals. Unfortunately, we didn't go to any of them. Also, because we were so silly, why would we go to Izmir instead of Istanbul? Let's be honest. If you want to do something as serious as your teeth, just go to Istanbul, which is the place where most tourists go actually to do their teeth or other sort of procedures like plastic surgery. Just go to Istanbul, because let's be honest, I don't think that there is any other city in the country which is as developed as Istanbul. And we were very silly. I thought that it was actually not a very good idea, but we just wanted to give a try to Izmir. I'm so pissed off. Although I do know that in Izmir there might be very good dentists, it's just that in our experience, imagine this is going to represent more money. We have to spend more money now to repair richly teeth. This is so unfair.
More time, more money, more suffering, pain, and drama.
And this is going to be the third time. Can you imagine the third time? I can't be, seriously.
Who does their teeth 3 times?
Today for lunch we decided to have more sushi. The thing is, the one from yesterday was so good that we wanted to have a second round. And guess what? It was just as good. We were very happy to come to this place. Do you know what? You can tell that Vietnam was at some point controlled by France, because there are some houses that are very similar to the ones that you would find in the Basque Country, in Spain and in France, because the Basque Country, it is split between 2 countries, Spain and France, and that's why they both have the same architecture. And these houses is like if you were like in northern Spain or in the Basque Country in France. We love them. Right now we're going to a laundrette nearby Vivian Walking Street, as we couldn't wash any clothes in Hanoi and Nha Trang, so that's why it is about time for us to do it here in Ho Chi Minh.
It only costs just like $1 for 7 kilograms of clothes. What do you think?
The cheapest ever in the world.
Exactly. Like, we've been to other places and we've sometimes paid like 30 euros or 40 euros to wash it.
We've been to like 10 times poorer country than Vietnam, and they were charging prices like if you were in downtown London, Paris, Madrid, etc.
It's so cheap to wash clothes here, so come to dance, wash and stay.
Of course, as we had to wait for some time, we decided to go to a cafe to study a bit of Chinese and also to have a smoothie. And guess what? We also had time to go for a haircut. So right now we are in a sea of motorbikes. This is like insane. I had never seen this before. But you can only see here in Ho Chi Minh. Because even in Hanoi it wasn't like this. Like, this is like surreal. My goodness. We then went to see a drag show. I was a bit offended. I have a question. Why is it that whenever there is a drag queen wanted to offend a religion, they always choose Christianity? Guess what? You've never seen them doing it with, I don't know, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, or even Islam. They wouldn't even dare do it with Islam, because if they dare mock the the Prophet Muhammad would be beheaded straight away. So, but when it comes to Christianity, they do whatever they want. I do not validate this at all, because religion is one thing and mockery is another thing. Hello everyone, so today it's another brand new day for us here in Ho Chi Minh. Yesterday we went partying until kind of 4 a.m. in the morning, and I know that was extremely bad, but we had a lot of fun. We met a lot of people from different countries, and I do have to say that we had a lot of fun yesterday. So let's see what we can see today in Ho Chi Minh.
Let's see what today brings, and let's now go for a nice coffee.
Right now we are going to go to the very top of the Big Skull Financial Tower in Hanoi. I do have to say that I love the shape of this building. It is very impressive, and I like the fact that there is some sort of balcony in the very top of the building, and I just love it. So I suppose that from there we are going to have a 360-degree view of the whole entire city of Saigon. And can you imagine that it basically was the tallest building in the country only for 1 year? So it was basically completed back in 2010, and another tower in 2011 became the tallest in Hanoi, in the capital. Anyway, so here we are. So guess what? I always wanted to try the durian smoothie because they say that it is extremely tasty. Although in my experience, whenever we tried durian, the fruit in Malaysia and in Singapore, the taste wasn't actually that welcoming. I just didn't like it at all. I'm sorry. I found it kind of grotesque. But why not?
Give it a second.
Yeah,
chance.
third. It's gonna be a third one because my acquaintance from the States, from Atlanta, she told me in Hanoi that if you drink it in a smoothie, it's actually better than just having it raw. So this is what we are going to do now. Well, Richard is going to have a Sapote one. Do you know it's funny because Sapote is actually not native to the Asian continent. It is native to Mexico and Central America, and this is why it's kind of like interesting that they have Sapote in this part of the world.
We never would have thought that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
Thank you.
That one is good.
So please welcome 50 years of the city of Vietnam, composed
Hello everyone, so right now we are by the Vietnamese National Buddhist Temple. This place is absolutely unique. I actually saw the pagoda of this temple from the skyscraper yesterday, and I actually wanted to come here because of that. It looks very magical, I do have to say. After visiting the temple, we felt like having a nice pastry. That's why we came to this cafe. And all this bread is very similar to the bread you can find in Japan and Taiwan, even China. It is extremely soft and tasty. We also decided to have some iced coffee. Right now we are on our way to Hoi Chuan An. I may be mispronouncing this name of this temple, but you know, Vietnamese happens to be a very difficult language. Anyway, so today we are going to get there, and later we're going to visit another 2 temples because they happen to be together. Today is a temple day because we love visiting historical temples because we love the architecture and the decor that you can see inside. And later we are going to the Chinese market. Right now we are about to enter the Thian Hua Temple. This place is absolutely beautiful and it reminds me of the Longshan Temple in Taipei City. In Taiwan, we also are going to set 2 birds free because in this country, before going inside the temple, you sometimes can buy birds to later, after you pray, you can set them free. Obviously, we're not going to there for any religious purposes because we are not Buddhists. We are actually merely doing it because we want to set these poor animals free because I believe that they would be better flying out there than being in these cages.
This one is very lucky and he's got my name on it.
So right now I'm going to set my bird free and I'm so happy because this one is going to be now free to go. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, he went to the temple. That's good luck. After the 3rd temple, we were feeling extremely hot once again. That's why we went to have another cold drink. We had some iced tea and iced coffee. We actually were needing a lot of energy and something cool. Chua Ong Lang. After seeing all those temples, we decided to go to a Korean barbecue-style restaurant. In this place, we had an incredible lunch. Everything was extremely tasty, the vegetables and the meat. I do recommend them. Actually, this is our 2nd experience because the first time that we had something like this was in Korea, in Seoul, about 7 years ago. We just got to the Bin Thai market. This place is absolutely interesting. It is extremely hot though. So we are going to go around. So this market is also known as the Chinese market because most of the people working here are of Chinese origin. And I would like to see whether that's true. Because Rishi and I, we are learning Mandarin Chinese and we love the Chinese culture. So whenever we can consume the Chinese culture elsewhere, we like to do it. At the end, we didn't hear no one single person speaking Mandarin Chinese. We have seen people of Chinese origins in Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore, and they do actually speak to each other in the language. In Vietnam, actually, I haven't heard no one single person from the country speaking in Mandarin Chinese or any sort of dialects from China. So it might be a myth. Next morning, we had an appointment in a clinic because Richley was going to do something to his face. How do you feel, Richley, after your procedure?
Well, I did something new. I did what we call masseter Botox, and it basically goes into the muscles here, and it's very good for people with TMJ, which is temporomandibular. So it felt strange, and it's a little bit swollen at the moment, but it should go down.
So right now we are going to go to another pagoda, which I really wanted to visit today. Since we have just today and tomorrow left in this beautiful city. Later we are going to Phnom Penh in Cambodia, so that's why we need to make the most of our 2 last days here in this wonderful country. Right now we are about to try these avocado durian spring rolls. So I suppose that they are going to be kind of exotic because I never thought about the mixture between avocado and durian. Do you know what, so far, I don't know whether I love or hate durian. It's got a flavor that I like it, but at the same time I hate it. It's very hard to explain it. So right now we are going to have some braised tofu skin. And they just gave us this kind of, if I'm not mistaken, some sort of Cantonese bread that they have in the south of China and in Taiwan. It's actually rather tasty.
Let's try.
So I am about to try my first vegetarian sashimi. Do you know what, seriously? If you didn't know that it was actually vegetarian, you couldn't even tell. It is almost the same flavor. So right now Richard is going to have an edible flower, can you imagine? Go for it.
I've never eaten a flower in my life, but there's always a time for starting something new. Taste of fried chicken.
I would like to say that Ho Chi Minh is much better than what I thought. In fact, the whole entire country is much better than what we thought. Do you know that before coming here, I had another idea about this country, and also like so many people have told me like, fuck, like your pictures look really nice. Like the country seems a lot better than what I thought. Like people from Taiwan and other countries that I can't actually think because I've got friends from all over the place. And many people have actually told me that they thought that Vietnam was a different country, that it was way more rundown, a lot poorer and etc. And I have to say that in this place I felt extremely safe. People are extremely polite, and I just have to say that from 1 to 10 I would give this country a solid 9, because of course there is always like the very small problem that you may have with an individual in a country, or you may not like a certain thing about the country where you go to. So I suppose that being a 10 is kind of impossible nowadays. So I feel kind of confident by giving this country, in my experience, a solid 9 from 1 to 10. Right now we are going to be seeing Tanding Catholic Church, unfortunately just from outside because we cannot enter the place as it is closed. However, its former name was Church of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. It was built during the French colonial period in the 1870s and completed on the 16th of December in 1876. Good morning everyone, today is our last day here in Ho Chi Minh. That's why we decided to go to Landmark 81, which is another impressive skyscraper here in the city. There is also a shopping center there, so we are going to spend part of our day there, and we are going to get the metro to get to that part of the city.
And we have our plans ready for the heat.
As soon as we got to Landmark 81, we couldn't go to the summit because it was cloudy. That's why we decided to have lunch there before going to the top. We had something extremely typical from this country. Everything was delicious. Once we finished our lunch, we still had to wait for another 3 hours more or less because it was not just cloudy but it was also raining. Eventually, we managed to get to the top. And this is the incredible view that we had from up there at Landmark 81. Since today is our last day here in Vietnam, we decided to have one of the most iconic things, which is part of the street food of this country. I'm talking about banh mi. It is very tasty and very affordable. It is made of bread, meat, some vegetables, and if you want, you can also add some spicy sauce. It was extremely nice. We have come to the end of this video. If you like it, do not hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to give us a thumbs up. Tomorrow we're going to Cambodia, which means that we're going to be uploading more content. Thank you for watching. Until next time.